Okay, so for this Car Talk Thursday, let me get the shitty things out of the way. Then I can talk about shit I actually like and want to talk about. So thing number one, the tax thing that I talked about and really vented about last week. I have an answer on that. Short version is I have to file an amended return with both California and Oklahoma. It's going to be annoying. It's going to be a pain. But again, it's like at least now I know what the issue is and how I can get it fixed. I just need to go ahead and do it. Like I just found out like 5 minutes ago. But now I know what the fuck to do. The other shitty thing is, this is a story. So yesterday, I'm driving to go see my parents, and I'm taking a back road, because they live a bit more out in the country, and I love driving on back roads. So it's a back road that it's 2 lanes, and then it becomes 3 lanes on the right-hand side. And then it goes out into the highway. So I'm at a stop sign, waiting to turn into the highway, but it's about 5 o'clock. I probably could have picked my time better. But it's like, all right, it's about 5 o'clock. It's rush hour. I'm maybe going to be here a while waiting for my turn to go. But as I was driving down the road, I hear this familiar sound. It's a siren. I'm like, okay, that's a cop car or an ambulance. I don't know which, but either way, if that's something that's like behind me, I need to do something about it. But I barely even see it. Like I can hear it far behind me. And then there's a point where I can actually see the flashing lights, but it looks like it stopped. So I'm like, oh, okay, like it's way the fuck back there. Like I don't have to worry about this. I can just keep going. So then I get to my stop sign. And then as I'm waiting, I see the ambulance pulling up and I'm like, oh, I can't be here right now. I got to get the fuck out of the way so the ambulance can go. But like I said, so the ambulance as it's going has 1 lane, but then it's going to break into 2 lanes. I have no idea which lane it's going to be. And it's like, so if I stay where I'm at and the ambulance is behind me, I am now blocking an ambulance. That's really fucking bad. If I move to the other lane and then that's the lane the ambulance was going to go in, I'm now blocking an ambulance. And that's really fucking bad. Like, what do I do? So there's like a ditch. It's not even a ditch. It's like a hill that I can go onto. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I need to make sure I'm not blocking the ambulance. So I drive off the road onto the curb and I'm chilling on a hill. And then the ambulance does what it needs to do. And I'm like, okay, cool. Didn't block the ambulance. Now what do I do? Because if I just get onto the road, which I theoretically could, I'm now going in the opposite direction of where I wanted to go. So I kind of just want to get back to the stop sign. I'm like, well, I'm on a hill and it goes down and it goes up. Can I just do that? So I try to go down so I can go up. And when I get to the bottom, it just jolts forward. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I really hope I didn't fuck up my car. I hope am I stuck? What just happened? Can I go forward? No, my car just, like the wheel is just literally spinning my wheel. So I'm like, I can't go forward. Can I go back? Okay, I'm able to go back. I'm able to go up the hill. Now what do I do? So I basically just drive around the grass. And I'm able to get back to the stop sign, but now there's like 4 cars there, and again, it's rush hour, so like, I just have to wait here again. Like, this is ass. This is really fucking bad. And like, I looked at my car when I got to my parents' place, I was like, oh man, it literally looks like someone punched my car in the face, and like, it's missing a few teeth. And it's like, I'll take a picture of it, I'll like upload it on the community tab. Now, I'll say the car feels like it's still running fine, like I just got its oil changed, which I needed to get anyways. But, I think it's fine. It just doesn't look good, but it is what it is. But I felt like that's a story I need to tell. But again, let me now actually transition into shit that I enjoy talking about. Book editing. Going really well. I had said I want to finish it by the end of July. So once we hit July 1st, I did the math and I was like, okay, I need to edit 11 pages a day. And if I do so, I will be done by the end of the month. excuse me, on average, I've been doing like 20, 22 a day, which feels really nice. Like just getting multiple days of work done so I can get through it. I don't want to be even like, I'm trying to get through this faster so I can move on because it sucks. I'm like, no, it's like now that I put in all the work of having to write the damn thing, now I can just read it. And I'm like, wait, I actually really like reading this. This feels nice. I mean, there's still shit that I'm like, oh, okay, that's the wrong word choice. So these sentences don't flow super well. Well, that makes sense. Like, it's like, that's a good line. That's a fun joke. But given how the character is written later, it just doesn't make sense. So I either have to heavily rewrite it or just cut it. Like, there's still actual editing that is being done. But it's nice to be able to just, in a sense, kind of enjoy the fruits of my labor. It's really fun. On top of that, so I had said on the last episode, the last episode of Dragon Ball Z on Car Talk T, my brain stopped for a second. I was talking about my reading projects. I was like, all right, I finished House of Leaves. Now what am I gonna do? And I was between reading Higurashi, reading Psychonia, or reading Dune. So of those three options, as you can probably guess, I started just reading Mistborn. And I'm like halfway through the Final Empire. It's really good. It's really cool. I'm liking it a lot. Maybe I did bring up Mistborn last week. I'm not sure. I think I was kind of like, yeah, like it's an option. Maybe I'll do it. But like, yeah, it's what I've been doing. It's fucking dope. I've also been reading a little bit of Higurashi on the side. My thing was like, it's a horror story. I really want to get into the vibe. Let me try reading it at night. But the last few nights, I just haven't. So I think it'll be like, no, when I feel like I have availability, let's go ahead and just like read Higgs. Lunar 2, I'm about 3/4 of the way done. Yeah, ish. I haven't been able to play the last couple days. Yesterday was just busy, didn't get around to it. And then the 4th of July, like we were getting the house ready to have a lot of guests, had a bunch of guests over, had a good time. It was like, there just wasn't a lot of time to do other shit, but I had a lot of fun. It was just kind of a nice day off. Go. The Steam sale, that's right. I wanted to bring up what I got. So I got 2 things on the Steam sale. One was I did get Psychonia. I was thinking about getting the other Higurashi novels. I was like, they're all like $8. I can just buy those when I get to them. I was really hoping there would be a collection. It's like, here's all the question arcs, here's all the answer arcs, and maybe possibly it's like, here's all 8. Unfortunately, that just doesn't exist, or at least not on Steam, so I wasn't able to. But I did go ahead and get Psychonia, and I got AI the Somnium Files, the Nirvana Initiative. That has been on my list. It is something I'm interested in. I really liked the first one. I don't know when I'll get to this. Like, it's on the list. There's a lot of things on the list, though. So I feel like, unfortunately, it's probably a bit more lower priority. Because Lunar, then I'm playing Scarlet Nexus, then the Witcher games, or excuse me, just the Witcher 3. I really want to play Xenosaga, so I think Xenosaga is probably going to be next. After that, it could be the Nirvana Initiative. At that point, I might end up playing Kuro 2. If the Pokemon DLC is out, that is taking priority almost everything. When Wonder comes out, I really want to play it. The game just looks fun as fuck. So we'll see, like, we'll get to it when we get to it. But there are a couple things that I've just taken off the list. Number 1 is Tales of Xillia. Very specifically because I was looking at it and I just kind of went, okay, so if next year I am just going to try to play the Tales games, I can get away with not playing this one this year and just play it next year. Which I think is fine. I think that's fair. The other is Tsukihime, kind of for a similar reason. I was like, this is on my VN reading list. I'm kind of interested in it. And then after reading Fate, I became a lot more interested in it. And then I learned, okay, next year the remake is getting localized. I'm like, oh, bet. I will just take you. I'll fuck with you next year. Cool. Now, like I've said, my main goal next year is I just want to finish. I want to play all the Tales games, or excuse me, all the Mothership titles. Any like side shit or the like mobile games, which I think are like discontinued. Like obviously that's not going to work. But like Symphonia, Berseria, Fantasia, all 2, but I guess because of Eternia, like 3 Destiny games, etc., etc. From what I understand, Symphonia 2 is not a Mothership title, so I don't have to play it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But Symphonia, to me, it's not a game where when it was over, I was like, bro, I need to play a sequel. It was like, this is fucking impeccable. It's good as is, so I don't know how much I really want to play the sequel, and I've heard a lot of mixed things. I've heard some people be like, this game is dog shit, and other people saying, this game's amazing. So I don't know. We'll see. But next year is like, that is project number 1. And then we'll kind of see, it's like, all right, what are some of the things that I didn't do this year that I can try to take care of? Anything else I really wanted to say? Oh yeah, the fucking confirmation of panty and stocking, because I think it was last year at Anime Expo, Trigger had done a trailer for a new panty and stocking project, and then the trailer was just never released online. So I was like, I hope this is real, but we're not 100 on this. And then I think it was like a week or two ago, like I had just seen it a few days ago. It had, like, yes, it's confirmed. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know if it's later this year, if it's gonna be like next year or something, but I fucking love panty and stocking. I'm excited for this. I'm gonna have a good time. I guess the only couple other things. Number 1, NBA free agency has been a lot of fun. I will acknowledge I am a very, very casual NBA fan. So I don't know how good a lot of these signings are. I just kind of see like, hey, Bradley Beal, he's a relatively big name player. You know, he's been someone in trade talks for a while. Less that like he has requested a trade, and more like, okay, this is a really good player that could help out a team, and the Wizards aren't very good. Someone might trade for him to really try to put them over the edge. And so he went to Phoenix. Kyrie stayed in Dallas. I really wasn't sure what the fuck was going to happen. I was like, bro, if they like traded all those assets for Kyrie and then he dips, especially because like they didn't even make the play-in, that'd be bad. But he has committed, so still can't really say if the trade is worth it until we see what happens with Luka and Kyrie together for a few seasons. Like if they, I'm assuming at least in one of these years they will make the play-in. Hopefully, I mean, I don't want to say hopefully they have a good run. And it's not because like I hate Luka or like Dallas or even Kyrie or anything. It's just like I don't want to actively root for another team when my team is in that conference. But I mean, if they do well, they do well. Like I do wish them all the best as long as they're not playing the Thunder. I think that's probably the best way of saying it. I know CP3 is now in Golden State, which, yeah, I just remember that time when he was with the Rockets and then he's like fake laughing at Steve Kerr and then just glares at him. It's like, that's kind of funny how things turned out. And I think it was like for Jordan Poole, or like Poole went to the Wizards and CP3 ended up going to, that was it. I think it might have been like a 3-team trade for Beal, or it was like afterwards that shit happened. I don't remember exactly how it went down. But I am interested in that. It's like, this might be, it's weird to say his best chance to win a ring when he was up like 2-0 in the finals and shit. But it's like, this could be maybe his last chance to get a ring. I don't know. But having another point, like having someone else who can kind of run the offense and distribute while Curry is on the bench, like as another point guard, that might be really helpful. I know probably a big reason they did it was just to get rid of Poole. I know he had a big contract. It sounded like he was not doing super well in the playoffs. And of course, the punch. It's like, yeah, this is probably not good for team chemistry. So it's a move that I think I can see the logic behind it. But again, I'm super fucking casual, so I might just be completely talking out of my ass. I think there was another big thing. Yeah, that's right. It was Dame. Oh yeah, and Smart. Marcus Smart and the Porzingis trade. Like, that was something I definitely didn't see coming. But, yeah, maybe that was something that... Because I feel like that happened. Like, no one really expected that. We're like, oh, it's... okay. And as far as I'm aware, there hasn't been anything on Jaylen Brown. Like, I don't know if he signed his extension. I don't know if he's been traded. That's... We'll kind of see. But the big thing right now is Dame. Damian Lillard, player I don't like, specifically because of what he did to OKC. Besides that, Dame is really fun to watch. I like his attitude. You know, he's been a guy who's like, I am loyal to my city, and is now at the point where he's like, I've been here too long. I don't want to be part of a rebuild. I want to compete. Can I get out? And honestly, I respect that. I think that makes a lot of sense. But I will never forget that fucking shot. It's like, I don't want to like you. I do, but I don't want to like you. But he is a really fun player to watch. Despite that, I do like the guy. He wants to go to Miami. I tend to enjoy Miami. Like, I love Jimmy Butler. I really like Spose. It's like, this is, that grind set Heat culture. Again, they're not my team, but I really have, I mean, okay, so I do have beef with Miami because of, them beating OKC the one time we actually made the fucking finals. But to me, that's more just, I hate LeBron because of that. And so I will admit, I'm a LeBron hater just for that. Everything else, I'm like, no, like, he is genuinely one of the greatest players ever. I respect the fuck out of a dude who went from high school to the big leagues and has had, like, no scandals. I mean, there's the decision, but it's like, the decision feels like, yeah, that was something like an immature thing to do, but it happens. I feel like he is kind of taking accountability for that. Like, yeah, like, I probably shouldn't have done it like that, which is why he went back to Cleveland, and what a fucking great redemption story that is. Like, I can't help but love it. But yeah, I will always have that against LeBron. I can't lie. I gotta be honest. Like, yeah, I'm a Saints fan. I will always hate the Rams, and I will always hate the Vikings. There's other playoff losses, like we've had losses to the Seahawks. We've had a loss to the 49ers, like, in recent memory and shit. The Bucks, I mean, they're a division team. I'm always gonna fucking hate them. But the Minnesota Miracle, I'm gonna hate you forever because of that. The no call, I'm gonna hate you forever because of that. I feel like the Seahawks and 49ers, those wounds have healed enough. I still don't like those teams. I still don't root for those teams. But I'm like, I feel like I respect you enough. Okay, not really the Niners. That one hasn't healed as much. I feel like with the Seahawks, though, I'm like, I feel like I respect you. The 49ers, like, it's respect, but I hate you. The other two, I'm like, I just fucking hate you. There's only one other thing to talk about. It's the fucking apology video. You might know what I'm talking about. The toxic gossip train, which has been stuck in my head, unfortunately. Of like, this is some, like, it's like a bad Schoolhouse Rock song, which coincidentally just made me listen to some old Schoolhouse Rock. I'm like, yeah, no wonder I fucking remember this shit. It's great. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a situation that I have really looked into. I don't know enough to really say anything. I just want to bring up the fact that I have seen so many parodies of it, and the parodies are fucking great. Like, they're really funny. I watched someone, like, do a Guitar Hero thing and, like, perfectly solo her entire performance, and the entire time, like, I don't remember the name of the channel I would love to shout about, but the whole time he was like, this is fucking awful. Like, as a song, as a performance. I think I watched Anthony Fantano. I'm not sure. I might be getting it completely wrong. I'm sorry. But that famous music critic on YouTube review it as a song. And the part that had me cracking up was, it was something along the lines of, if there's one thing in this world that I love, that I relish, it's being forced to do something on a technicality. And this is technically a song I have to review. I fucking love that. And then the way I found out about it was by watching the Meat Canyon video with the part where the fucking zoom in on his face where it's like, oh god, that shit had me howling. From what I understand about the situation, it is certainly no laughing matter. This is, if these allegations are true, and it sounds like there's a lot of evidence for it, this is really, really fucking bad. And I'm really fucking sorry for the victims, man. I feel like I do have to say that. It's like, yes, the apology is this weird, cracked out, bizarre shit. The memes are really funny. But if this is all true, and it seems like it is, I'm sorry, man. I really am. But aside from that, I don't think I have anything else to say. So, happy Thursday.